My question is to the Prime Minister. On the 14th of November, Royal Australian Navy divers from HMAS Toowoomba were deliberately injured by sonar pulses fired from a Chinese Navy destroyer. The following day, the Prime Minister travelled to San Francisco where he met with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Did the Prime Minister personally raise this serious issue with President Xi?
Call to the Prime Minister.
I thank the Leader for his question. The government expressed concerns about the HMAS Toowoomba incident clearly, directly, unambiguously. This event was unsafe and was unprofessional. We communicated this through all appropriate channels and with every opportunity that was available to us. Every opportunity. This government has worked hard to stabilise the relationship with China without compromising any of our core interests. We have been patient, calibrated and deliberate in our approach. I note the opposition said I shouldn't go to APEC during that week. They demanded that I not go.
Members on my left. The Minister for Home Affairs will cease interjecting. Members on my right will cease interjecting so I can hear from the Leader of the Opposition on point of order.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. It was a very straight question. It requires a straight answer. The question was, did the Prime Minister personally raise this serious incident with President Xi?
The Prime Minister has the call.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker. What we won't be doing is taking lectures on how to build our diplomatic relations with those opposite, who could not get a phone call returned for the entire term of the last government.
The Minister for Pacific Island Affairs. The Leader of the Opposition on another point of order.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. I seek clarification from you as to whether it's your ruling that the Prime Minister is in order in relation to this response.
Well, the Prime Minister had about 8 seconds until you took that point of order. So if you give him, I think it would be a reasonable request to say he's halfway through his answer, and I'm going to listen. You may want a simple answer, but the Prime Minister can answer the question how he sees fit.
Thanks very much, Mr Speaker, because those opposite think that foreign relations are simple. Threats of shirt fronting, leaking of private text messages, leaking of private conversations, which meant that there was no possibility of getting outcomes. And I make this point, Mr Speaker, that compared with the $85 million of exports on those products that suffered from trade impediments last year, this year, up until just August, $6 billion of those products had gone to China. $6 billion. And when we talk about yes or no, you might like to ask yes or no
Members on my left.
as to whether Chang Lei thinks that our approach towards diplomatic relations is more effective than yours. And you can talk to her because she's now in Melbourne with her family. With her family. The fact is that we now have a path forward for wine exports. We say as well that we'll cooperate with China where we can, we'll disagree where we must. And I note the HMAS Toowoomba then travelled to the Taiwan Straits and is currently involved in exercises with the Philippines Navy as a direct result of the deal that I signed with President Marcos just a couple of months ago.